Good evening, folks. This is Darth Rabbit 07 coming at you today with one more Legacy Wave 1 review. We have none other than Legacy Laser Optimus Prime up on the table here, and here's his box and his box art, and that just looks phenomenal as we go through there. And we're going to go back here on the back and see that it completes 30 steps to get him into this, that, and the other, and has different functions and whatnot. Here is the tech spec for those that want to scan that. Pause that right here, scan it, and with all that said and done, that's going to do it. I've done showed you the one sheet with the Decepticon, with Galvatron's untattered, or his clear version. So yeah, there's that one more last time. So let's get into the instructions here. And just like Galvatron's, it's so big and huge. So there's one side and the other. And now let's get into the reason why we're here tonight. And here's the real reason why we're here tonight, is to see this guy up close and personal. And I gotta say, in this truck mode is really quite striking compared to the Earthrise or the Kingdom versions. Not that I love that. I do love those two, but this is just the way I feel like the movie verse should have went with the approach. And the flames didn't come in until after the movie verse on Laser Prime. Yeah. And so this has got none of the full stickers on here whatsoever. I do love it. Every rim got painted with the chrome. It's got the tempo of a regular G1 Autobot logo tempoed there on the side. I kind of wish they would have brought that back, because they did the same thing for this guy, but they did the G2 right there for the Decepticon logo. And it's the other thing. I mean, we wanted to give this guy his nemesis, and here it is. Hasbro did a pretty good job with this guy. There's the rear end. I wish those tail lights we got painted, but that seems to be the butt of every Legacy figure that we've got here so far. Not to mention that this thing turns really good, and I can't remember if these were blue or not on the original release, and I've looked up other pictures and whatnot. I'm glad that the fold didn't make it back to this. So anyway, and I'm glad his name ain't blasted. We all know it's Optimus. He's a truck. Whether it's long nose or if it's a short nose, we know Optimus. Anyway, that's going to about do it for that. I'm going to get this base up here on and get it transformed real quick in 3, 2, 1. And before we go into that, just wanted to show that you can like pull this back out here on the bottom, and it comes undone if you don't hold it there. But anyway, you can do that, and you can have it set in level. All right, on with the transformation in 3, 2, 1, and here's a closer look at this MicroMaster base mode. And keep your laser rod sword there, and this is one of the other things that's energized. I want to say the original of one of these was totally red and not blue. I know that in Titan's Return it was blue, so maybe that's why they did this way. And stores very nicely right there. And then there's this other accessory. It's a Energon mace, axe, shield, however you need it to be, and it will combine with the sword, just like so. You have all of that there, and it looks just big and dumb and dorky, so we will keep it separated and put this back. I have no use for this. This I understand, and it's cool enough by itself. So this is probably the configuration that will be for the remainder of time. And I really don't want to show it off with Optimus and combine and all that. This will swivel all the way around. This is the other little weapon, and it'll come off of there and double as a pistol. So we'll have this in the robot mode here in just a moment, and it just kind of pegs in at any of the ports there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ports on the inside to configure with other energon weapons, or have them stored there, or however you wanted to configure that. And I like the little ramp there. It's kind of a nice touch, but other than that, it'll probably just stay in tanker mode and off to the side. Here's the real meat and potatoes of this quick review. We're gonna get the turntable up in 3, 2, 1, and here is Optimus Sans the trailer, bobtail, however you want to call it. We're gonna go around the turntable. The colors is a little bit not all dark black there, but I like the reds used there. I like how that integrates into the locking it all in there together. And this guy doesn't have the same transformation as the G2 Laser or RID Swerves and all of them. It's a quite more involved transformation process when you get in there. But just like I said, I love the way that looks. I kind of just wish that they would have stopped cheaping out and give us some like brake lights and stuff back here, but that's okay. We don't pose it that way most of the time. Oh, let me get that. Even with the involved transformation, these little gas tanks are the same as Kingdoms and Earthrise Primes. The lower back part, the legs and all that, is just Kingdom Earthrise retooled for the G2 releases. It's not the same exact mold, but it's just transformation is the same there. But everything about this is different, sophisticated, and like I said, it'll take you a couple of times to get stuff just right where it needs to go. So with all that said and done, that's about going to do it for the truck mode. Let's get this guy transformed. And here he is in his robot mode, guys. And I gotta say, it's still quite striking. I've always liked the upper, bigger, bulkier shoulder launchers, shoulder period. You can see a little homage to the actual push button from the original Laser Prime. I don't like the little bit of hollow bits there. I'm not trying to plug up any of the combat system ports yet, as I just got this guy a couple of days ago, and I shot one video review of it and didn't like it, so I started over again. And so now here we are again. Just be warned that this is clear plastic here, and as well as his chest pieces there. And over time I have a little bit of a worry there. This bottom half construction from there down is all just like the last two releases, Kingdom and Earthrise, and hasn't deviated much. And let's see, the head is on a really tight ball joint there, and that's the other thing when you go to pose and you do the side poses. And here is Optimus in his robot mode. This is a little bit of the hideous part here, as far as all else goes wise. I got him in as a little look over his shoulder pose, because whenever you get this thing going sideways, you only get this blockage right here. But I still like the shoulder cannons and whatnot. The insides of that do have like some massive shoulder launchers there. As I flashed it during the transformation sequence, this head's on a super tight ball and doesn't get much play there. Let's let that keep going around there, but that looks kind of cool there. And I just always been a sucker for this G2. I just really wish this is how it would have done in Transformers the movie, but oh well. Bay had his flames added to it, so they've went back and did more flames. But I like the black and the red, the way they did it there. Silver here on the chest is clear plastic, so is this piece here, as well as the canopy there. And I like what they did there with the canopy and giving them some rocket thrusters for, you know, blasting off and flying and that kind of thing. He's got combat ports of the like. I've not ever combat ported it up. It's just only had a couple of days. And gotta say, I really do like this other feature with this guy, and that's to show off his matrix of leadership. And mine falls out really, really super duper easy. I've seen a couple of other folks, namely Prime vs. Prime and Cheftron. They both have their stuff that's like really pinned in there, but mine will fall out fairly easy, so I'm not going to tilt it forward at all. I'm just going to get that back down there. Let's get this guy armored up with his gun and his sword. And this is where I also think that the shoulders are his weakness too. These do not rotate back whatsoever, but they do got a fair amount of articulation out to the sides and what have you there. And then I'm hoping that we get like a third party come along and help make some more proper, you know, G2 weapons to put back with the trailer there. I'm not going to pull the trailer back out again, as I just think it's the weakest part of it, especially when it's opened up. If it's attached as a trailer tanker in truck mode, vehicle mode, I think it's its strongest suit. The articulation is basically the same there. You got the ankle rockers and what have you. You got the knees, and like I said, you got all that the same. This is where it's hindered here. I mean, you can get some wiggle here like this, and the head's really tight, but you're not going to get much else. You can get these flaps to get a more up pose there. And then the other thing that's weak about this versus Earthrise Kingdom is the wrists got downgraded. They don't no longer have an open articulation, and it makes me really nervous because this feels like it could snap like anytime with any kind of pressure over the peg. And that's the other note is there's a little peg key kind of thing, so the sword can only go this way, and then like you can underswing it with it back the other way there. That's about going to do it for this guy. Some final thought: while this guy does have his limitations, he does shine as another, you know, prime piece to your Legacy collection and finishes off wave 1 for most of us. I just was really hoping that these things were like the actual old laser and it would tilt back instead of just tilting in like this. But I mean, oh well. They did think about the sides and whatnot, and you can get those other dynamic poses and whatnot. And the other reason why that you got this guy here is for battling his nemesis, and I just gotta say that looks really, really awesome. At least they didn't go and throw the Autobot symbol or the other one in this part of the fray here, and I really kind of wish that they would have tempoed in the other symbol somewhere, and definitely there. But this is where this really pops. This is why you get this set, and I'm so glad I did. I can't wait for the Legacy Select Generation Select version. It's black and it's Scourge. That's going to be really awesome. I don't think they'll do a running change and make it to where those pylons will rotate back, but all the same, like I said, this is why you would get this and whatnot. So all that said and done, I just want to say thank you again to those Target employees that helped me track this guy down to find it. Thanks again to Larkin for giving me this awesome upgrade set, or let me purchase this awesome upgrade set. Make sure to check out his Etsy. I want to include the link back down in the description, right down in there. And that's about going to do it for Optimus. If you're still looking, the DPC and all that stuff is going to be down in the description there below. And I just wish you happy hunting for those that are hunting still for this awesome addition to your collection. That's about going to do it. Make sure to smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. I haven't done so. Coming up on 400. I think I'm too shy there of that, and I am just too shy of that as of this video. And we're gonna do some giveaways, celebrate the 400. Hopefully we'll hit 500 in the not too distant future and do another giveaway, and so on and so forth, and get this thing above 1,000 hopefully by Christmas and or sooner. I'm just going to keep on pouring myself into this channel, and I hope you guys like my content. Usually this is shorter, sweeter, to the point, but I just wanted to get these thoughts out here, show this off one final pose here together. Thanks again for watching. Y'all have an excellent, safe week out there. Happy hunting until all are one. Have a great week, guys.